This is Botany PSR. Yesterday, I discussed about the topic, the DNA. In that particular organism contains that particular nucleotides or base pairs. Today, I want to discuss about structure of polynucleotide chain. Structure of polynucleotide chain. Right. Nucleic acids are acidic in nature. Nucleic acids are acidic in nature. Because why? Because nucleic acids are rich in phosphoric acid. Nucleic acids are rich in phosphoric acid. Next one, nucleic acids are the polymer of nucleotides. These are the polymer of nucleotides. Polymer means number of, many number of. So, nucleic acids are the polymer of nucleotides. So, building blocks of nucleic acids, nothing but nucleotides. Building blocks of nucleic acids are nucleotides. Right. First of all, we have to know what is nucleotide, what is nucleoside. Those points we have to remember. Okay. Right. Nucleotide means phosphate plus sugar plus nitrogen base. This is nitrogen base. Phosphate group or phosphoric acid, sugar, nitrogen base. These three together called nucleotide. How can you remember? Nucleotide, T sound is there. T for 3. 3 members are there. Like that you may remember. Or in other words, you may remember my name. My name is P. Srinivas Rao. P. Srinivas. P. Srinivas. These three together called nucleotide. And what is nucleoside? Nucleoside means sugar plus nitrogen base. So, sugar plus nitrogen base together called nucleoside. So, in other words, phosphate group plus these two together called nucleoside, no? So, phosphate group plus nucleoside together called nucleotide. Sugar plus nitrogen base together called nucleoside. What is nucleoside? Srinivas is a nucleoside. Srinivas is a nucleoside. Nucleotide, T for 3. Three members are there. T for 3. P. Srinivas. Like that you have to remember. Okay. Nucleotide means phosphate, sugar and nitrogen base, or phosphate and nucleoside together called nucleotide. Nucleoside means sugar and nitrogen base. Next one, what is meant by the backbone of DNA? Backbone of DNA. Backbone of DNA is nothing but P plus S. Phosphate group and sugar together called backbone of DNA. This is also very, very important. These two together called nucleoside. P plus S together called backbone of DNA. Okay. Right. The DNA present in the sugar in DNA. Sugar in DNA is C5 H10O4. The sugar in RNA is C5H10O4. O5, sorry. C5H10O4 is the sugar of DNA. C5H10O5 is the sugar of RNA. This sugar, DNA sugar, is called deoxyribose sugar. RNA sugar is called ribose sugar. Now I am asking one question. The same sugar found both in DNA and RNA. False. How? Here it is deoxyribose sugar, here it is ribose sugar. Another question. Pentose sugar is found in both DNA and RNA. It's true. That means pentose means C5C5. Pentose means number of carbons 5. Okay. So pentose sugar is found both in DNA and RNA. It's true. The same sugar found in DNA and RNA, it's false. Okay. Next, what is a nucleotide? Nucleotide means these three components together called nucleotide. Okay. How many types of nitrogen bases are there? That is, in DNA, how does the pairing will be there? Adenine always pairs with thymine. Guanine always pairs with cytosine. A. Adenine. T. Thymine. G. Guanine. C. Cytosine. Adenine always pairs with thymine and vice versa. Guanine always pairs with cytosine and vice versa. How can you remember? To remember, I am telling a code. Adi take Tanneer. Adi take Tanneer. Adi means A. Tanneer means T. Goswami eat chapati. Goswami eat chapati. How many chapatis means? 3 chapatis he has eaten. So Goswami eat chapatis. 3 chapatis. How many? These are the hydrogen bonds. We have to remember the hydrogen bonds number also. Number of hydrogen bonds between A and T. 2 hydrogen bonds. Number of hydrogen bonds between G and C. 3 hydrogen bonds. What? A always pairs with T. What do you call this type of pairing? It is so called complementary. What is that one? Complementary. A always pairs with T and T always pairs with A. G always pairs with C or C always pairs with G. This pairing is called complementary or complementarity. So this is about DNA. These two are called adenine and guanine. Adenine and guanine. These two are called purines. Adenine and guanine are called purines, whereas thymine and cytosine are called pyrimidines. Thymine and cytosine are called pyrimidines. Right. So this is about DNA pairing. What about that RNA pairing? In RNA, instead of thymine, this is about RNA. Adenine pairs with uracil. Guanine pairs with cytosine. These two are called purines. These two are called pyrimidines. These two are called purines. These two are called pyrimidines. Right. See, adenine is common. Guanine common. Cytosine common. Isn't it? So that is common nitrogen bases. Common nitrogen bases in nucleic. Na means nucleic acids. common nitrogen base in nucleic acids. Nucleic acids means we have to take both DNA and RNA. What are the common nitrogen bases? A, G, C. Common nitrogen base in nucleic acids is A, G, C. Nitrogen base found only in DNA. Nitrogen base found only in DNA. Thymine. Thymine, this is the nitrogen base found only in DNA. The nitrogen base found only in RNA is uracil. These points you have to remember. Okay. And what is the difference between these two? See, thymine, this is thymine. In that thymine, at fifth carbon, methyl group is present. Whereas in for uracil, methyl group, no methyl group. So methyl group is attached to fifth carbon of thymine. So this thymine, so thymine called 5-methyl uracil. Thymine is also called 5-methyl uracil. See, in thymine at fifth carbon methyl group is present, whereas in uracil no methyl group. So what is the difference between thymine and uracil? Thymine differs from uracil in having a methyl group, or uracil differs from thymine in lacking a methyl group. Again I am telling, thymine differs from uracil. Which one I used first? Thymine. So we have to say in terms of thymine. Thymine differs from uracil in having a methyl group. Uracil differs from thymine in lacking a methyl group. So uracil differs from thymine in lacking, not having methyl group. Thymine differs from uracil in having a methyl group. Those points you have to remember. Okay. Next, other name of thymine is also called 5-methyl uracil. Okay. Next one. What are purines and what are pyrimidines? See, these are, see, purines. Purines are, this is one CN ring, this is another CN ring. How many CN rings are there? 2 CN rings. Purines are dicyclic compounds having 2 CN rings. What are purines? Purines are, this is one CN ring, this is second CN ring. Purines are dicyclic compounds having 2 CN rings. What are pyrimidines? Pyrimidines means like this, only one. So pyrimidines are monocyclic compounds having 1 CN ring. So that means how can we calculate? If one adenine is present, 2 CN rings are present. One guanine is present, 2 CN rings are present. Like that you have to calculate. One thymine is present, 1 CN ring is present. 1 cytosine is present, 1 CN ring is present. Here also same. If 1 uracil is present means 1 CN ring. How can you remember these two? See, pyrimidine, M sound is there. M for M, mono. Like that you may remember. Pyrimidines are monocyclic compounds. Mono means one. So that is 1 adenine, 1 CN ring, 1 cytosine, 1 CN ring, 1 uracil, 1 CN ring, 1 cytosine, 1 CN ring. Let us suppose here 10 adenines are there. Number of CN rings, adenine is nothing but purine. Purines are dicyclic. 10 adenines means 10 into 2, 20 CN rings. 10 guanines are there. 10 into 2, 20 CN rings. 10 thymines are there. 10 into 1, 10 CN rings. 10 cytosines are there. 10 CN rings. Like that you have to count the number of CN rings. Purines are dicyclic compounds, whereas pyrimidines are monocyclic compounds. How can you remember? Pyrimidines, in that pyrimidine M sound is there. Monocyclic M sound is there. Like that you may remember. M for M. Okay. Now I am asking, the common nitrogen bases found both in DNA and RNA. Common means adenine, guanine, cytosine. Common nitrogen bases found both in DNA and RNA means adenine, guanine, cytosine. The nitrogen base found only in DNA, thymine. The nitrogen base found only in RNA, uracil. Okay, are you understanding, my dear students? Right. These nitrogen bases are of two types. One is called purines and another one is called pyrimidines. Isn't it? Purines, how many purines are there? A, G. Pyrimidines means T, C, U. Number of purines 2. Number of pyrimidines in nucleic acids 3. That means similar purines is found both in DNA and RNA. True. Will the similar pyrimidines are present in DNA and RNA? No. Say here pyrimidines are TC. Here pyrimidines are UC, both are different. So same purines are found both in DNA and RNA. True. Same pyrimidines are found both in DNA and RNA. False. Here pyrimidines are TC. Here pyrimidines are UC. So that is the difference. Okay? Right. Number of purines in nucleic acids 2. Number of pyrimidines in nucleic acids 3. So what are nitrogen bases? Nitrogen bases are nothing but are also called heterocyclic compounds. Heterocyclic nitrogen bases are also called heterocyclic compounds. These are having CN elements. Nitrogen bases are heterocyclic, which are called heterocyclic compounds. Nitrogen bases are called heterocyclic compounds having carbon element, nitrogen elements. Having carbon and nitrogen. Okay. Next one. Are you understanding, my dear students? Next one. Number of hydrogen bonds between adenine and thymine 2. Number of hydrogen bonds between guanine and cytosine 3. Okay, right. This, what is Chargaff's rule? What is Chargaff's rule? That is, amount of purine is equal to amount of pyrimidine, that is equal to 1. That is purine by pyrimidine is equal to 1. So amount of purine is equal to amount of pyrimidine. This is called Chargaff's rule. Chargaff's rule is applicable to double stranded DNA and double stranded RNA. Chargaff's rule is applicable to double stranded DNA and also double stranded RNA. That means Chargaff's rule is applicable to double stranded nature. If it is a single stranded DNA or single stranded RNA, it is not applicable. Right? Is that Chargaff's rule is applicable to genetic material of TMV? No. Why? Because in TMV the genetic material is single stranded RNA. Is Chargaff's rule is applicable to genetic material of bacteriophage? Yes. In bacteriophage, genetic material is double stranded DNA. Right? Amount of purine, that is A by T. A by T is equal to 1. A by T is equal to amount. A is nothing but purine. T is nothing but pyrimidine. So amount of purine, the ratio between number of purines and pyrimidines is equal to 1. Like that, similarly G by C is also 1. See, like this they will ask A plus G divided by T plus C is equal to 1. Is it true or false? Let us suppose amount of adenine. Let us suppose adenine take 2. If adenine is taken as 2 means the thymine is also taken as 2. Amount of purine is equal to amount of pyrimidine. Let us suppose guanine, number of guanines 3. So amount of purines is equal to number of pyrimidines. So C also 3. 2 plus 3, that is 5 by 5, that is equal to 1. So this is true. And another example, A plus T divided by G plus C is not equal to 1. Is it true or false? Let's check it. Amount of adenines. Amount of adenines means let's take 2. And amount of purine is equal to amount of pyrimidine. Pyrimidine means you have to take 2. Guanine, let's take 3. Whatever the number it may be. Amount of, if we take guanine 5 means we have to take cytosine also 5, like that. So cytosine also 3. 4 by 6 is not one given. So that means it is also true. Okay. So amount of purine is equal to amount of purine. This is called Chargaff's rule. Chargaff's rule is applicable to double stranded DNA and double stranded RNA. Not applicable to single stranded DNA and single stranded RNA. But however, A plus T by G plus C is equal to 1 is constant for a species. This is very, very important, my dear students. A plus T by G plus C is equal to 1 is constant for a species. Normally like this they will give means not equal to 1, it is true. But for a particular species, A plus T divided by G plus C is equal to 1 is constant for a particular species. Okay, are you understanding? For a particular species means it is this ratio is constant. Okay, all right. And now I am going to explain that structure of DNA. See, look at here, my dear students. In between these two, phosphorus. In between these two, phosphorus. Like this you have to draw. Similarly, between these two P, okay, right, adenine pairs with thymine, guanine pairs with cytosine, T pairs with adenine. Why this type of pairing is so called complementary or complementarity, right? See, right, look at here, my dear students. This is nothing but like this, the DNA strand. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Like this. This is one step, this one. This is the second step, like that. Okay? Right. If this is 5 end means this one is 3 end, 5 end, 3 end. Okay, right. This is nitrogen base, this is nitrogen base. Between two nitrogen bases, what type of bonds present? These bonds are called hydrogen bonds. The type of bonds present between two nitrogen bases is hydrogen bonds, right? Nitrogen base is attached to sugar. Nitrogen base is attached to sugar. Which carbon? First carbon. So nitrogen base is attached to which carbon of sugar? First carbon of sugar. By which bond? Means we have to say N-glycosidic bond. N-glycosidic bond or linkage. N-glycosidic bond or simply say glycosidic bond. Both are equal. N-glycosidic bond or simply say glycosidic bond. Bond is also called linkage. Right. So what is that 5N and 3N? What is that 5N and 3N? If 5N means free phosphate group. See, in this end, fifth carbon of sugar is free of phosphate. Free phosphate group is also called moiety. So free phosphate group at fifth carbon of sugar. So this end is called 5N. Look at here, my dear students. Here the third carbon of sugar is free of phosphate. So this is so called 3N. 3N means in this third carbon phosphate is not attached. See, phosphate is not attached. That is so called 3N, 3' end. And this is also called 5' end. Next, phosphate is attached to both third carbon and fifth carbon, isn't it? See, look at here, sugar and phosphate. The bond present between sugar and phosphorus is phosphoester bond. The bond present between sugar and phosphate is phosphoester bond. Same. These two phosphoester bonds together called phosphodiester bonds. On either side of phosphorus, two phosphoester bonds are present. That is so called phosphodiester bond. So now I would recall the bonds. The bond present between sugar and phosphate, phosphoester bond. Sugar and phosphate, phosphoester bond. Don't say phosphodiester bond. Diester bond means this one and this one together called phosphodiester bond. So the bond present between sugar and phosphate is phosphoester bond. Don't say phosphodiester bond. Next, bond present between sugar and nitrogen base is N-glycosidic bond. The bond present between two opposite nitrogen bases is called hydrogen bonds. Again, I would recall, the bonds present between nitrogen bases are called hydrogen bonds. The bonds present between nitrogen base and sugar is N-glycosidic bond. The bond present between sugar and phosphate is phosphoester bond. Then what is phosphodiester bond? On either side of phosphate, two phosphoester bonds are present. These two phosphoester bonds together called phosphodiester bond. Okay, are understanding? Right. See, now I am asking, these nitrogen bases are also called heterocyclic compounds. Sugar is also called monosaccharides. Like this also they will ask, the bond present between heterocyclic compounds and monosaccharides is N-glycosidic bond. And another way they will ask, the bond present between phosphate and nucleoside, nitrogen base and sugar and nitrogen base together called nucleoside. Phosphate is attached to nucleoside by phosphoester bond. ester bond. This phosphodiester bond occurs in the formation of phosphodiester bonds occurs in the formation of 3 to 5. What is that? Like this it will be formed 3 to 5 like this. Phosphodiester bonds are formed in the direction of 3 to 5. Okay, these are very very important points, my dear students. Again I would recall the bonds present between two nitrogen bases, hydrogen bonds. The bond present between nitrogen base and sugar, N-glycosidic bond. The bond present between sugar and phosphate is phosphoester bond. Bond present between sugar and phosphate is phosphoester bond. Then what is phosphodiester bond? The two phosphoester bonds present on either side of phosphorus together called phosphodiester bonds. Phosphodiester bonds are formed in the direction of 3 to 5. Don't say 5 to 3. Okay, right. DNA is more stable. The stability of DNA is due to 3 points. As the stairs are present one above the other, this base pairing arrangement as stairs one above the other, and that too presence of thymine, and that too presence of hydrogen bonds. So the stability of DNA, this is also very very important point, my dear students. Stability of DNA due to one is called arrangement of base pairs. Arrangement of BP means base pairs. Arrangement of base pairs as stocks one over the other. And the next one, presence of hydrogen bonds, and third one, presence of thymine. Because of those three reasons, DNA is more stable than that of RNA. Okay, and see, look at here, phosphate is attached to sugar, both third carbon and fifth carbon. Phosphate is attached to sugar, here third carbon. Phosphate is attached to sugar at fifth carbon. Of these, which one is a nucleotide? See, this one is a nucleotide. This one is not a nucleotide. Phosphate is attached to fifth carbon of sugar of a nucleotide. Phosphate is attached to third carbon of sugar of adjacent nucleotide. This is also very very important, my dear students. See, phosphorus is attached to fifth carbon of sugar of a nucleotide. See, this is nitrogen base, this is sugar, and this is phosphorus. These three together called nucleotide. Here also look at here, nitrogen base, sugar, phosphorus. This one. This is a nucleotide? Check it. Nitrogen base, sugar, phosphorus. Even though three components are present, you have to look at one point. Phosphorus will be attached to fifth carbon of sugar. Phosphorus is attached to third carbon of sugar. It will be not the same nucleotide. So this is the nitrogen base, sugar, and this will be the nucleotide. This will not be the nucleotide. Why? Because phosphorus is attached to third carbon. It will not correct. So phosphorus may be attached to both third carbon of sugar and fifth carbon of sugar. Okay, alternately. But phosphorus is attached to fifth carbon of sugar of same nucleotide, and phosphorus is attached to third carbon of sugar of adjacent nucleotide. This one is called adjacent nucleotide. Phosphorus is attached to fifth carbon of sugar of same nucleotide. Phosphorus is attached to third carbon of sugar of adjacent nucleotide. These points you have to remember. Okay. Next one. Now I want to say turn. That is right. So if we start here means on that point you have to end here. This is nothing but, see, generally like this all the persons will run. If we start here means here this is one turn. From here to here, that is one turn. If we start here means this is one turn. Okay. So that picture I am drawing. Right. From here to here. Okay. This is so called one spiral. One spiral. Also called one coil, also called one pitch, also called one turn. Other names: one turn, one coil, one pitch, one turn. Other names, those are the other names, right? In one turn, how many steps are present means, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Okay. Okay. So, how many steps are there means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number of steps in one turn. Number of steps in one turn, 10. Number of base pairs. Base pairs means, see, look at here. This one and this one, pair. This is one nucleotide, this is another nucleotide. Together called one base pair. One base pair. See, this is one nucleotide. In one nucleotide, what are the three? Nucleotide contains how many components? 3 components. One phosphate, one sugar, one nitrogen base. This is one nucleotide. This is another nucleotide. This nucleotide and this nucleotide together called one base pair. So, how many steps are there? 10 steps. How many base pairs are there? 10 base pairs. How many nucleotides means one base pair contains 2 nucleotides. 2 nucleotides means 20 nucleotides. NTS means nucleotides. See, if you look at here, this is one nucleotide. One nucleotide contains ratio among phosphate group, sugar and nitrogen base in a nucleotide. 1:1:1. One phosphate group, one sugar group, one nitrogen base. Suppose if there are 100 nucleotides, number of phosphate groups 100, number of sugars 100, number of guanines 100, like that. Okay, right. Number of nucleotides 20 nucleotides. These points you have to know. Number of nucleotides in one turn. Okay. The distance between these two successive base pairs is 3.4 angstroms. 3.4 angstroms. Distance between two base pairs is 3.4 angstroms. Like that, how many steps are there? Into 10. That is equal to 1 turn contains 34 angstroms. 34 angstroms. Right. The angle between two successive base pairs is 36 degrees. Angle. This step and this step, between these two, how much angle is there? That is 36 degrees. How many steps are there? 10 steps. That is equal to 360 degrees. Okay, this is the length of one turn. Length of one turn DNA is 34 degrees. Degree of one turn is 360 degrees. 360 degrees. Okay, right. We may convert it into nanometers. Nanometers means the distance between two base pairs is 3.4. By 10, it will in nanometers. 3.4, that is 0.34 nanometers. Whereas here 34 angstroms, it is also called 3.4 nanometers by 10 nanometers, like that. If divided by 10 means we get in nanometers. 3.4 angstroms, or it is equal to 0.34 nanometers. Length of one turn is 34 angstroms. It is equal to 3.4 nanometers. Right. What is the distance between two successive base pairs? 20 angstroms. 20 angstroms. That is equal to how much in nanometers? 2.0 nanometers. The distance base pairs, the distance between two strands is always 20 angstroms. Why? Because purine comes always opposite to pyrimidine. So why this distance is always remains constant? So distance between two strands is constant because purine always pairs with pyrimidine. That is the reason. Purine always pairs with pyrimidine. That's why the diameter of the DNA is always constant, remains constant. What is that diameter of DNA? 20 angstroms. In nanometers, 2.0 nanometers. Length of DNA is, don't confuse my dear students, length of DNA is uncertain. Length of one turn DNA is 34 angstroms. Length of DNA is uncertain, infinite. Length of one turn DNA is 34 angstroms. Diameter of DNA is 20 angstroms. Number of steps in one turn, 10 steps. Number of base pairs, 10. Number of nucleotides in one turn, 20. Okay. Next, number of CN rings. See, let us suppose here A is there, here T is there. Here A means number of CN rings. A means number of CN rings. 89 is a purine. Purine means 2. Thymine is also pyrimidine. So that is equal to 3. If let us suppose here C is there, C pairs with G. Number of CN rings, number of C is a purine or pyrimidine? C is, oh sorry, right, 89. Is it a purine or pyrimidine? Purine means 2. Pyrimidine, T is pyrimidine means 1. Total CN rings in each step, 3 CN rings. Let us suppose C pairs with G. C is a purine or pyrimidine? C is a pyrimidine. Guanine is a purine. So total 3 CN rings. So number of CN rings in each step. Number of CN rings in each step, 3. Number of CN rings in one turn, 3 into 10, that is equal to 30. Okay. Number of CN rings in each step, 3. That means one purine, another pyrimidine, like that it will be pair. See, let us suppose T pairs with A. T is purine or pyrimidine? T is pyrimidine. Pyrimidine means 1. Adenine is purine, 2. Let us suppose G pairs with C. Guanine is purine, 2. Cytosine is 1. Total 3. Like that. In each step, number of CN rings, 3. Total number of CN rings in each turn, 30. If in one turn, if all 10 A's are present, 10 into 2, number of hydrogen bonds in one turn, 20 to 30. If all 10 A's are present means 10 into 2, 20. If all 10 G's are present, G pairs with C, 3 hydrogen bonds, 10 into 3, 30. So this will be considered as minimum number of hydrogen bonds. This will be considered as maximum number of hydrogen bonds. So this number of CN rings is equal to maximum number. Number of CN rings in one turn is equal to maximum number of hydrogen bonds in one turn. Don't say minimum number. Okay? And that next one. What are the reasons for stability of DNA? 3 reasons are there. That is, these stocks are present one above the other. Second one, presence of hydrogen bonds. Third one, presence of thymine. And next, in one turn, number of phosphodiester bonds, 18. Number of phosphoester bonds, 38. Number of phosphodiester bonds in one turn means 18. Number of phosphoester bonds in one turn is 38. Okay. DNA double helix model proposed by Watson and Crick. This double helical structure of DNA proposed based on X-ray diffraction data. That X-ray diffraction data produced by Wilkins and Franklin. How many types of DNAs are there? More than a dozen. That means more than 12 DNAs are present. Watson and Crick discovered bDNA. What type of DNA it is? bDNA. This bDNA is right-handed coiling. Don't say left-handed coiling. It exhibits secondary structure. This bDNA was discovered by Watson and Crick. How many types of DNAs are present? more than 12 of that is A DNA, B DNA, C DNA, Z DNA, like that after the English alphabets. Watson Crick discovered what type of DNA? B DNA. It has what type of coiling? Right-handed coiling. It exhibits what type of structure? Secondary structure. Okay, so don't confuse. Length of DNA is uncertain. See, look at here. Length of DNA is uncertain. Length of one turn DNA is 34 angstroms. Diameter of DNA is 20 angstroms. Radius of DNA means 20 by 2, 10 angstroms. Next, number of steps in one turn DNA, 10 steps. Number of base pairs in one turn DNA, 10 base pairs. One base pair contains how many nucleotides? 2. Number of nucleotides in one turn DNA, 20. Distance between two successive base pairs is 3.4 angstroms. Angle between two successive base pairs is 36 degrees. Angle of one turn DNA is 360 degrees. In this DNA, which are constant? Nucleotides is constant. How much? One turn, 20 nucleotides. 20 nucleotides means 20 nitrogen bases, 20 sugars, 20 phosphates. That means what are constant in DNA? Number of phosphate groups constant, number of sugars constant, number of nitrogen bases constant, number of CN rings also constant. Which one is not constant means we have to say number of hydrogen bonds. It may vary from 20 to 30. Of the following, which of the following are not constant in DNA structure? We have to say number of hydrogen bonds. Okay, please go through this notes. Now I am giving the notes.